Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel where we discuss all things narcissism, and this video is going to be about a few of the narcissists' strange behaviours. We can all have our quirks, we can all have our strange behaviours. However, when it comes to a narcissistic person, these behaviours step out of the norms of being strange, which yes is the definition of being strange. However, when it comes to a narcissistic person, they usually have at least 5 of the 9 criteria. And without at least 5 of the 9 criteria, then these are just narcissistic behaviours, which people are capable of. If it isn't a repeat pattern of behaviour, it's not who they are as a person. So one of the most strange things about a narcissistic person is they are jealous of their own children. Now this comes down to the criteria of that envy within them. Most people within their lives can be jealous of another person's possessions, another person's look, another person's looks, another person's qualities, another person's family, whatever it is. We can all have those pangs of jealousy. When someone cheats on you and moves on with somebody new, you can have those pangs of jealousy. These are normal everyday emotions that many people do feel. Jealousy is usually there to teach us something. It either teaches something that we would like out of life, in which case we can then learn to go out there and create that for ourselves. We don't go taking it from another person. Narcissistic people are very envious people. Therefore, they go out to take or to destroy it for another person. And their children aren't off limits when it comes to this. They often do not want their children to do better than what they did. They're very envious when their children get attention, when their children get that attention on special days such as Christmases and birthdays. They bring it back onto how it should be all about the adults. Christmas should be about the adults because they're wanting the attention. They believe that the children should serve them. They don't see that two-way street. They are looking to get everything their own way. They sabotage their children. They don't want their children to do better than what the narcissistic person did themselves. They can gloat and be smug when their children hit a downfall in life, when their children struggle with life. They're almost pleased that their children aren't doing better than what they did themselves. With some narcissistic people, you will find they will have little pockets of groups of people that don't mix with each other because the narcissist is feeding each of those groups of people different stories to sell those people the illusion, the belief, the false belief that the narcissist wants those people to believe about them. And what you will find is with some of those people, a narcissist will literally pretend like you do not exist to those people. And they can get caught up in their lies when it comes to this. Someone might offer them a ticket to something, but say, well, you don't need to. And they can't then get back out of it because they've claimed that you don't exist, so that they can exploit that other person, exploit that group of people. So some narcissistic people will happily pretend that you don't exist. Now, this is similar but not the same. When it comes to a narcissistic relationship, it takes at least 7 attempts to get out of these relationships, and sometimes some people can be that ashamed that they've taken the narcissist back that they don't inform their loved ones, they don't inform their friends and family, because they know the grief they're going to get from their friends and family, and their friends and family are giving them the grief because they don't want them to go through the grief. So if you take a narcissist back, you might not tell your friends and family, because you know your friends and family are going to come and give you grief, because they are trying to protect you from the grief you're going to go through by taking that narcissistic person back. A lot don't understand the trauma bond. Some do. So that's a little bit different. Still not wise. However, a narcissistic person will outright lie and claim they know nothing about you if people were to find out about you. So a narcissistic person will pretend like you just don't exist. They ruin the special occasions. It's not about them. They're envious of other people's celebrations. They're envious of other people's happiness. They're envious of other people's success. They use special occasions to exploit people, to love bomb people, to devalue people, to discard people, to hula people. They will happily use a special occasion to their advantage and try and ruin it for those around them. They will hide your items and then help you look for them. And you can't necessarily prove this. It's very difficult to prove this, because when around a narcissistic person, you can become more forgetful. And when you're becoming more forgetful, it's harder to call out what somebody is actually doing to you. So if you've got an important job interview and you've got to be there for a certain time, and you get ready and then you go to get your keys and they're not where you left them. And then the narcissist will help you look for them while accusing you of not being capable of looking after your things. And then when the narcissist naturally finds them, they expect that eternal gratitude. And if you rock up late to that interview and still manage to get the job, it's going to be down to the narcissist for finding the keys that they hid from you. They will take your stuff without asking, and they see no issue in borrowing, using, or taking other people's items. However, many narcissists see an issue in loaning their items. So they will ask to borrow something from you, but if you ask to borrow something from them, they're going to make you guilty for doing so. They're going to avoid letting you borrow something. And when you do lend a narcissistic person something, you'll often find they keep it. You have to ask and beg for it back, and they claim that you gave it to them, or it was never yours, it was theirs, you borrowed it off them, don't you remember? Narcissistic people are very strange when it comes to belongings. They will happily keep hold of yours, and they will happily let you keep hold of certain things of theirs that they're not interested in, so that they can tell people that you're the one that's keeping hold of their items, even though they're the ones that are keeping hold of yours. And when you try to get in touch with them to get your items back, especially, they will keep hold of your sentimental items, because these are the things you're going to try and get back. And when you try and get in touch with them to get these items back, they're going to be telling everybody how you're obsessed, how you won't stop messaging them, how you won't leave them alone, when what you want is your stuff. When it comes to a narcissistic person, if it's all possible, get someone else to get your things. If not, sometimes as heartbreaking as it can be when it's our sentimental items, we have to just cut our losses and run. And walking ahead is another one. It's just one of those strange behaviours. People can walk ahead for various reasons. When it comes to a narcissistic person, it's about that sense of control, that dominance. It can also be if they've pretended to a certain group of people that you don't exist, and then you go for a walk around town with them, and those people might be there, they're going to stay 2 or 3 steps ahead of you and not communicate with you in case they bump into somebody. And when they do bump into somebody, you can stand there feeling rather awkward with the narcissist, because you're out with the narcissist, and the narcissist will not introduce you to these people. If you try to speak, the narcissist will look at you funny, because the next time they meet up with these people, they're going to talk about that stranger that just came and stood next to them and started talking to them. You can even call them by name and they will just give you funny, dirty looks, because they've pretended to that person or that group of people that you don't exist. If anyone has any thoughts on this video, please do add those into the comments. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers, and your continued support with the channel is greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour, to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.